Hello, Fossa Reunited. My name is Zoe Vanzino. I am from Team Mostly Shorties, and I am going to be doing a playtest of your game. I haven't even opened it yet, so clicking it will be the first time I'm opening it. It's going to give me an Unreal error because that's what it does. Yep, the firewall. Right off the bat, it is very magenta. Kind of painfully magenta. One thing I have learned, actually, in Full Sail, I was taught this, you don't want to use magenta as a color in your game, especially part of the color scheme, because when things have errors and when things, like when textures haven't loaded correctly, magenta tends to be the default color. So seeing magenta already kind of makes your brain think, oh, something might be wrong. Additionally, I noticed you don't have any options, and from what I can tell, you don't have a credits in your menu, so those are two things you should really definitely add in. Additionally, there is a health bar, I'm assuming, up at the top here, and maybe some sort of currency. Not sure, but I will give it a go. Also, you don't have the game name. There's no title here, and there's no identifying splash screen with your information. Alright, and I am a bird. Oh goodness. Okay. Ooh, this camera is not... Oh goodness. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Give me a sec, sorry. The camera is not very well tracked. Additionally, it is... Oh goodness. The camera does not need to go that far ahead. Additionally, the jump does not feel very nice. Same with movement. It takes a lot to start moving. Oh, I'm being shot at. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay, this is gonna take some skill. Alright, I made it. I'm assuming this is a health. Okay, it is a health pack. Those are some very slow moving projectiles, which is nice because of how kind of clunky your gameplay is right now. This doesn't seem to be doing anything. If I hit some buttons, alright. Yes. So, additionally, there's not really... I don't think I could even make that jump. And these traps, if you do have traps, I think it would be fun to maybe restrict the player movement so I can't just immediately walk out of it. It would make more sense because it is like a bear trap. I like the design. It's very pretty. You don't really have any PFI, so there's no sounds or anything, so there's no movement sounds. I didn't even notice there were projectiles or that something was shooting at me until it came onto the screen. So I would definitely add in some sound effects and maybe some background music just to spice it up a little bit. Your camera really needs to be addressed. It does not follow well, and additionally, if I just do this fast enough, the player's no longer centered in the screen. Same going this way. You would want to make sure that the player's still somewhat centered. And because it takes so long for the player to start moving, it feels like you're really dragging and you have to push harder to get the character to move. Same with the jump. I don't think you have... Yeah, so holding space and just hitting space seems to do the same jump height and jump distance. Yes. Additionally, because it takes your player so long to start moving... If you come to a standstill and then try to jump forwards, it really isn't that big of a distance. Whereas if you do this while you're already moving, it is bigger. It feels like I should push the spacebar harder to get the character to jump higher, but that is not how that works. Additionally, because of how slow your movement is to get started, I really could not see myself making those jumps. Additionally, your projectiles right here, if you saw, are breaking through your platform and your projectiles are launching through your platform, maybe address that, make sure they stop so that they don't, it doesn't feel kind of cheap, because if you're standing behind a wall or something and the projectiles can still reach you, that feels unfair to the player. All right, escape is pause. Resumes the game. Main menu brings you back to the main menu. All right, well, this is a great start. Is a great start for your sprint. It's a nice MVP. Overall, it does need some tweaking, especially balancing wise with the player movement and the jumping. It really feels like I'm walking through molasses to get going, but definitely make sure you guys add in some PFI, player facing information, like sound effects, maybe flashing the screen red when you take damage, because there were some points when I didn't even realize I had taken damage unless I looked all the way up at my health bar. Additionally, those little circles, it's not very clear what they are. Maybe try giving them a color, like if they're supposed to be coins, maybe try giving them a gold color. If they're supposed to be gems, maybe give them like a shiny color. Additionally, I would put some sort of identifier here with that number saying coins collected, gems collected, score, etc. Additionally, make sure this is not showing up on your main menu, because it's a little confusing for the player when you load into a game and you see part of the gameplay HUD. With the main menu, you need an options button and you do need a credits button, because you need your names and your APA cited resources, because I'm assuming maybe one of you made the emu, I'm assuming. Is that what it was? An emu? Or an ostrich? I think it was an emu. You would want to cite that in your sources. Even if you made it, just make sure you have that information. There's also no title, so I don't know what I'm playing. And if I remember correctly, yeah, you guys didn't have a splash screen with your team identifying name either. So I would want to make sure that you guys get those in there as soon as possible, so that when people start playtesting for real, they know exactly what they're playtesting and who created it. Additionally, I would work on the color scheme for your main menu. The green is a nice color. Maybe make sure you add a border around your text so that it's easier to read, especially for these numbers up here. Adding a border makes it pop. But this bright magenta is a little painful on the eyes, especially with no other text or images or information. So maybe try darkening it a little bit. That would help if you don't want to get rid of the color entirely. But as I mentioned before, make sure you are careful when using magenta, because it can be seen as an error. But this is a great start. I'm really excited to see what you guys do with this in the future, especially what kind of fun sounds and music you're going to be putting in, because I can see you guys going a lot of different places with this game. And I wish you all the best in your future sprints.